What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? We're gonna be dropping a video today that's gonna be called What Do You See? So right now I'm at Walmart. I'm in the garden section and I want to show this in the video because it's going to be pertinent to the message of the video and basically what I'm going to be talking about. Now, this is going to be the first section. I am sitting in a seat right now, just relaxing. I'm chilling. This is going to be the first part to the video. So the next part, I will switch to a different scene, okay? All right, guys, I am back with the second part to this video. Remember, I said I was going to change the scene. So I'm back home now. And we're going to hop into the video about what do you see? Simply because I believe this is important for anybody that's going to come across this video here who's been watching on Wise Horizons and who has been keeping up with everything that has been going on and all of the different topics, right? So I went to Walmart, right? So that's hence the first video. That's where I was. I was at Walmart sitting out in the garden and the lawn section, which was actually outside with just like a pavilion over top, right? So as I'm there, I'm there to get an oil change. And as I'm getting the oil change, they take my keys. They do all the stuff that they do. And the older gentleman that was there was like, hey, you can go sit in the room or the box that typically all Walmarts have when it comes to getting your car maintenance. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was just thinking in the back of my head, like, I'm not finna go sit in there. I don't want to go sit in there. Like, something in me was just like, no, I want to be outside. And so I walked out the door, walked outside, and walked to the front of Walmart. And when I did that, as I'm walking, I walked past the garden and the lawn section, and I'm looking, and I was like, yes, that's where I want to be. That's where I desire to be. And what I find interesting about that interaction, most people will probably miss it and never even think about it, is the simple fact of most people will go with the first option, which is to go to the suggested area that everybody goes to, which is the waiting area, which is a box, which is a room made of full concrete, and you're waiting on your car to be serviced. And it's like, dude, I don't want to be surrounded by bricks. I don't want to be surrounded by four walls. I want to be free. And something in me knew that, so I walked outside. It's like, there's more options. Basically, my inner man knew that there were more options. That was not the only option. And most people only go with the first option that's presented to them rather than saying, why not think outside the box? So as I started walking, let's go again, I see the garden and lawn area. And there's these beautiful plants. They got the stuff ready for March. They got the stuff ready to plant. You got your tomatoes. You got your water lilies. You got your blueberry bushes out there. If anybody want to grow a blueberry bush, go to Walmart. They got them for $9.88. Like almost $10. I'm not advertising for Walmart at all. I'm just saying, look, that's a nice price for a blueberry bush, which they typically produce for like 25 years. But off that note, they had all these beautiful plants in the garden and lawn section. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. So I walked through the store and then went in. And I just sat out there. They literally had chairs out there. They had like patio setups just for people to look at. I said, bet. So basically, I was able to see something differently than the suggested area or the recommended place to go, which was, there was no life in there at all. When you sit in those rooms, it's almost like you're sitting in a hospital room. It's almost like you're sitting in like you went to go visit somebody in prison. That's literally the type of energy that room gives. But when I went to the garden and lawn section, bro, there's birds out there chirping. They're flying. I'm so chill just sitting in a seat that they were flying so close to me. I'm able to look at the plants. I'm able to look at the ferns. I see the blueberry bushes over there for sale. I see the tomato plants that's already producing tomatoes to the left, to the right. And I'm pretty sure like you didn't get a clear view of like just everything that was going on in the first part. But that's where I was. And it was just like, I seen another option. And to me, that's big simply because it's like, I didn't go with the first thing that was suggested. Most people would go with that and they never think anything about it. It's just, it's normal. But I'm out here in the sun, got a pavilion over my head, got the birds chirping, fresh wind, a fresh breeze, got a whole patio out here set up for me that they didn't even know. I'm like, Who's finna just go to Walmart and go chill and go out on the lawn and garden section and just chill on the patio? Patios that's for sale, but I'm like, bro, I can come out here and chill. Like, there's no rules that say that I can't. And if they say something, oh, I'm looking, I could possibly want to pay for this. I could be testing it out. But instead of going with the box, going with the thing that's most normal, I went with what was inside. I want to be outside. I don't want to be trapped within this confined space with people who really don't want to be here. But like, while I'm in the lawn and garden section, I literally got the whole area to myself. And I'm just like, dude, this is peaceful. This feels right. This is a level of creation where it was just like, I was in tune with my surroundings. I was in tune with myself. So there was an area just for me. And yeah, every now and then people will pop in because they were looking for stuff in that section. But you're not going to find too many people who are just going to go to certain sections and there's nothing there for them to look for. But you see, what's beautiful about that was everything that was there for me. To have that experience, to share that with somebody so that people can learn it, like to learn to look, what do you see? When you look into your life, do you see broke down apartments? Or do you see that flower garden that the neighbor planted to add a little beauty to it? So what are you seeing on a day-to-day basis when you go throughout your day-to-day life? Are you seeing hardships or are you seeing opportunity? Are you seeing nothing but obstacles? Or are you seeing setups for a come up? What are you seeing? Because most people would have seen the room to go sit in, to wait on their car to be serviced. And that's all their minds can perceive. They thought about nothing else. A lot of people probably would have just walked through Walmart. I've done that enough. I don't want to walk through Walmart unless I'm going to buy something. But me, said I'm going to go outside. There's a very select few people who are in tune with themselves who will say, you know what? I don't want to sit in this room, nor do I want to walk in this building. I'm going to go outside. And then I still had to enter back into the building to go within the pavilion area because they had it kind of gated off. But I'm outside and I'm able to enjoy the beauty of nature and the peace that comes with it, rather than just going with the first and only thing that I think is available to me, or that's an option that's presented when there was way more options just right around the corner. And I want to say that for somebody. You might have way more options than you know versus what's being presented in your day-to-day life on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. Like, you just have to sometimes go around the corner. You have to sometimes just go to a different neighborhood. You have to sometimes just take a few extra steps, and you'll be surprised the beauty that you could find that's also right next to a mediocre situation, or a situation that only seems to have one option that most people unconsciously go towards because they don't think outside the box. But I don't want to prolong this. Hopefully this helps somebody. I'm going to ask you that question again. When you look at your life on a day-to-day basis, what do you see? And if you're not seeing opportunity, you may need to ask, okay, what lens am I looking through? And do I find the beauty in my life, or do I always just find the ugly things? Do I find freedom, or do I find things that look more like bondage? Like, you got to ask yourself these things. But until next time, y'all have a great and blessed day. And if you haven't had a chance, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and so that more people can tap into this content and actually, be able to follow along with all of the great things that we're going to be talking about. But until next time, y'all be blessed. Peace out.